Hello everyone, and welcome to English Story Radio channel. Today, I'm excited to share an English story with you. If you enjoy this story and want to see more like it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to know when I upload new content. Without further ado, let's get started. Adam had been collecting antique vinyl records for as long as he could remember. He was fascinated by the history and artistry behind each album, and he took great pride in his collection. He had spent countless hours browsing through record stores, flea markets, and estate sales, looking for rare and valuable records to add to his collection. One day, while browsing through an antique shop, Adam stumbled upon a dusty old crate filled with vinyl records. He could see that the records were old and worn, but he was intrigued by their unique designs and labels. He quickly pulled out the records and examined them carefully. To his surprise, he found that the crate was filled with some of the most sought-after vinyl records of all time. There were albums from the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and other legendary artists. Adam's heart raced with excitement, and he knew that he had to have the crate. He asked the antique shop owner how much he wanted for it, and after some negotiation, Adam paid for the crate and rushed home to examine his new acquisitions. He spent the next few days listening to the albums, admiring the artwork, and marveling at the history behind each piece. He had never seen such a rare collection before, and he knew that he had struck gold. However, things took a turn for the worse when Adam received a call from the antique shop owner. The owner informed him that the crate of vinyl records had been sold to him by mistake, and they actually belonged to a collector who had been searching for them for years. Adam was devastated, and his heart sank at the thought of losing his treasured collection. But he knew he had to do the right thing and return the records to their rightful owner. He arranged to meet the collector, a kind elderly man named Mr. Johnson, who was thrilled to be reunited with his beloved vinyl records. To Adam's surprise, Mr. Johnson was so touched by his honesty that he gifted Adam with some of his most prized possessions. He gave Adam rare vinyl records that he had been searching for years, and invited him to visit his collection anytime he wanted. Adam was ecstatic, and couldn't believe his good fortune. He learned that sometimes doing the right thing can lead to unexpected rewards. Over the next few months, Adam and Mr. Johnson became good friends. They would spend many afternoons listening to music and discussing the history behind each album. Adam learned so much from Mr. Johnson, and was grateful for the opportunity to explore his passion for music in such a meaningful way. However, Adam's newfound happiness was short-lived. One day, he received a call from Mr. Johnson's son, informing him that his father had passed away. Adam was devastated by the news and felt a deep sense of loss. He knew that Mr. Johnson's collection was an important part of his legacy, and he wanted to do everything he could to honor his memory. He contacted Mr. Johnson's son and offered to help him sort through the collection and catalog the records. Together, they spent weeks going through the collection, and Adam was amazed by the sheer volume of rare and valuable records that Mr. Johnson had amassed over the years. He felt a deep sense of respect for the man who had dedicated his life to preserving the artistry and history of vinyl records. In the end, Adam decided to donate Mr. Johnson's collection to a local museum, where it could be appreciated by music lovers and collectors for years to come. He knew that Mr. Johnson would have been proud to see his beloved vinyl records on display for all to see. Adam learned a valuable lesson from his experience with Mr. Johnson. He realized that collecting antique vinyl records was not just about owning rare and valuable pieces, but also about preserving the artistry and history behind each album. He felt inspired to continue collecting and sharing his passion with others. In honor of Mr. Johnson, Adam started volunteering at the local museum, helping to curate their collection of vinyl records. He loved sharing his knowledge and passion with visitors and felt fulfilled by the positive impact he was making. Years passed, and Adam's collection continued to grow. He had amassed a collection of rare and valuable records that was the envy of many collectors. But he knew that his true joy came from sharing his passion with others and preserving the history and artistry behind each album. One day, Adam received a call from a young girl who had heard about his collection and wanted to learn more about vinyl records. She was just starting to explore her love of music and was fascinated by the idea of collecting vinyl records. Adam was thrilled to share his knowledge with the girl and invited her to come to his home to explore his collection. He spent hours showing her his most prized possessions and telling her the stories behind each album. The girl was captivated by his enthusiasm and passion and knew that she had found a lifelong mentor and friend. As they sat together, listening to music and discussing the history of each album, Adam felt a deep sense of gratitude and contentment. He knew that he had found his true calling, and that his passion for collecting and preserving vinyl records would continue to inspire and bring joy to generations to come. In the end, Adam realized that his love for vinyl records was not just a hobby, but a way of life. He had discovered a deep connection to music and the history of each album, and he knew that this connection would continue to guide him on his journey of discovery and appreciation. And so, with a sense of peace and contentment, Adam continued to collect, curate, and share his passion for vinyl records with the world, knowing that he had found his true purpose in life.